everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the Crafting Kitty. So today's October 31st. Happy Halloween for those of you who celebrate Halloween. And for witches like me, it's more like a new year. So any witches watching, may you all be blessed in the coming year and have only good things come to you. Okay, so this project, this is one that I mentioned when I first moved here. And I've been wanting to resurrect my dad's miniature cabin for a very long time, and the poor thing has been shoved from spot to spot. I rescued it from somebody who was going to throw it out. It's very big and it's very heavy and it's kind of rough because it's been around for years and decades. And what do you do with it, you know? So I was either going to toss it out or I was going to resurrect it. And so I decided to not only resurrect it, which feels like the right thing to do for me. It has a place of honor that it's going in my new tiny house. So it's going to go sit above one of the lofts and it's going to be lit up and it's going to kind of be my little upstairs light fixture. You'll just have to see it when it's all done and in place. Right now it's extremely rough. So let me show you some things that I'm going to have to do to it and show you some of the stuff that I bought that's going to help me. So the cabin is actually an exact duplicate of the cabin that my dad built for my mom. And also my girls were staying with them a lot. I just didn't trust other babysitters. And so the whole time that the cabin was being built, my girls were little and they were staying with them. And so my dad ended up building an upstairs loft bedroom for the girls too. So I'm excited to redo this little cabin. As rough as it is, it's going to be really cool when it gets set into its space. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with the brown and white that my dad did. And regular paint is just so expensive. I decided to just do craft paint. It's never going to be outside again anyway, so craft paint should work just fine. Speaking of paint, I just organized the Crafting Kitty yesterday and realized that all of my acrylic paints have kind of dried up on me. And so I picked up another pack of them today at Walmart. Kind of expensive. I'm going to clean it with this because I just don't know what's been crawling around in it in the barn. Also, I did have to tear up the green sculptured carpet and the brown and orange linoleum and the cute little curtains that my mama made. They were just, I mean, this thing is decades old, so they were just shredded. So I decided it was just easiest to start over. So for the floor in this one, I'm actually going to Mod Podge. And I picked up Mod Podge. And I've already had this craft paper. So this is kind of cool. If you tear this into small squares and Mod Podge it down, and then when it dries, you just spray it with acrylic, and it really looks like flooring. So that's kind of cool. I had to pick up some new brushes. Oh, I want to show you this idea that I had. Where'd the little canvas go? I thought this would be really cool. This is a canvas, like an artist canvas. And there are some pictures that are my favorites of my folks. Oops. And so I thought maybe I could replicate a couple of their favorite pics. I'm no artist or anything, but the brushes I picked up are super, super tiny. Wherever they went. Oh, here they are. And I just thought I would look at the photos and then try to, the best I can, paint it and then hang it. It doesn't have to be exact. It just, I just thought that'd be kind of cool to hang in there. And then once that's done, oh, and then the little packet of material I picked up today to make curtains. That was about as close as I could find to that era, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I'm going to get started on this. I'm really happy to have this crafting spot now where I have space to work on things and things are out of the elements. And I'm excited to get started on this. I've been wanting to do this project for a long time. This thing is going to go in a place of honor in my tiny house. It's going to actually sit, it's going to be lit up. It's going to have fairy lights inside of it, and it's going to be lit up in one of the lofts in my tiny house. So it's almost going to be like a lighting fixture in one of my lofts. I'm excited to get started. I wish that there was like mini Merry Maids. I'd be like, can you come clean this house? It's really small. Or I wish I had a really nice steam cleaner. That would probably work. A lot of elbow grease. A lot of years of dirt and debris and weathering to clean. All cleaned up and disinfected. I think Grasshopper approves. What do you think, Grasshopper? No, that's not going to be your playhouse. It's going to be my playhouse. Okay, welcome to, I think this is November the 2nd now. And I'm a little bit farther ahead in my project. And I just got to mention that the olive green that I came up with for the 1980s, I think is perfect. I love it. I'm not going to go any darker with that. I'm very happy with that. I'm having a dilemma about the red marks on the steps because my dad actually made those marks and I really don't want to cover those. So I'm really debating hard on what to do with the steps at this point. Another hard part of this project has been trying to decide what rooms get what color. So my daughter came here the other night to check on their cabin, and she popped in to check on the mini cabin progress. And she pointed out better than I remember what rooms are what. And so this is a mud room, a hallway, a bathroom, a living room, kitchen, front porch, entryway. So I think the two porches, I really think that the floors need to stay wood. So I'm literally just sanding the wood on those floors. And I'll use a shop vac, clean that up, wipe it down with some tacky cloth, and just, I don't know, varnish the floors maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I really want to put linoleum and Mod Podge it in the kitchen. And I know living rooms need carpet, but I think I'm going to make some little rugs instead. I'm probably just going to sand this floor and then just make some little throw rugs that might even match the curtains. So just keep going. So continuing to work on the floors, I am sanding them down by hand and using my Dremel a little bit to get into the corners. And then I thought for the floor trim, the trim that goes between the wall and the floor, I thought I would just use these wooden skewers. They're about the right size, easy to cut down to the exact length that I need them. And I'll just glue these into place. And I'm just treating them with tung oil, which keeps the natural look of the wood. You can see there's not much difference here. And it just protects the wood from any kind of moisture getting in. So it basically kind of seals the wood. It sort of protects the wood. In the end, I did decide to remove the red. I just think that that's what my dad would have wanted me to do, is to make it look good. And so I did get as much of the red off there as I could. And then I'm just going to treat the little steps with tung oil as well as the floor. I think the floor came out pretty good. A lot of scrubbing with my Dremel back in those corners. Just keep going. Okay, totally happy with the way the floors came out with just sanding by hand and then protecting with tung oil. Not really sure that the floors need much else. So that's the front porch, the living room, and the mud room are all treated like that. Now, I'm going to pick a little inconspicuous spot, which is going to be back here. And all I'm going to do is I made little floor tiles, roughly 1 inch, or 1 inch squares. So 1 inch to a foot scale, which I think is what this cabin is. And I'm just going to paint a layer of Mod Podge on the bottom, lay out my tiles, start in the center like you would if it was a real floor. You want to start in the center, work your way out. And I got a little X-Acto knife, so I'll be able to cut up close to the edges. And then you put all your tiles down, and then you go back over it with another layer of Mod Podge. But I'm going to start back here in the corner in case it doesn't turn out right. It's not quite finished, but I think I'm going to go ahead and finish up the video. I just have a little bit more of the baseboards to put in. So let's go ahead and go in. And we're in the porch. This is a picture of the actual cabin. And in the end, we decided to do photographs and then to Velcro them to the wall. Wish I would have used Kills, because this is 5 coats of paint and it still bled through. The curtains are new, but the little wires, I was able to save the little wires from my mom, and she made the original curtains. Then you go in to the kitchen, and that's me in the corner. Another photo on the wall. My dad was an avid gardener. I love the way the floor came out in here. Sorry, y'all, I'm climbing all over and making shadows. But I love the floor, the little tiles. If they dried and left a little bit of space, it just gave it so much character. And I think I said something about spray acrylic. And of course, you wouldn't want to spray acrylic in this small of an area. This is under shellac. So after the Mod Podge, it's been shellacked. Another exit. And then you come through here. This is probably my favorite room. It's more formal. I love the way the floor came out. To get these baseboards right was not easy. I didn't end up I used the skewers in one room and I didn't like the way they looked. They weren't wide enough. So I ended up using craft sticks and I stained them cedar and then had to go back and paint them with brown paint to give them a more mahogany walnut look. That's actually my mom and dad. And I love the little green curtains. They're kind of wild for the era, but it's all good. So happy that the corners came out well. The steps, I can still see a little bit of the red, but only I really know it's there unless I point it out. And we put gray felt, or I should say I feel like the cats helped me through this whole project. Gray felt on the steps. And then go in this last room. This is where I used the skewers for baseboards and didn't like it. But still, I love the floors. So happy with it. And I told my husband, I said, I had the rest of my life to fill this with furniture. He goes, yeah, right. You're going to spend the rest of your life. You're going to spend about 2 months and I'll have it full of furniture. Then I had to make steps for this room and the little rails. And then finally the bathroom. So there it is. I'll put up a picture of what it looks like as a light fixture at the end of this video. Thanks guys for sticking with me through all this. Love and light. Blessed be.